Okay, welcome to DL Gaming, a PC gamecast. That is what we called ourselves now, I'm pretty sure. My name is Christian.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Diddy.
And I'm Bobby. This is really weird, guys. This
Where's
is
the
really
joke?
weird.
You gotta throw a joke in there.
I don't do jokes. I don't do
Hilarious.
jokes. It's in my
Nailed it.
contract.
No jokes on this podcast. And what's up with Emilio? He unfortunately he did drown in a tub of salsa. That's kind of the sad part.
Covered in seeds.
Couldn't save
He's
him
so
this side.
sticky.
Yeah.
This time I couldn't do it.
Okay.
What a way to go. Yeah, so this is going to be a weird one. So we're missing Emilio today. He's out sick. We're also missing Nick. He is in San Francisco.
That's his excuse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
vacationing.
that's what
Wearing
he's telling us.
sweatpants at a baptism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to throw a rock over here. I saw it just go by on Bobby's screen, but I don't think he can actually be here in person.
No. So we've got some new faces here, and we're doing this remotely. So it's going to be interesting.
It would be
All
nice
right.
and safe. Nobody's gonna
Yeah.
get sick.
Yeah.
right.
No venereal diseases from Emilio. That's the good news, right?
Where do we start? Because we
No
also
more.
don't have a screen. For the 7 people who watch this on YouTube, you won't see anything. Or if you're watching us live on Twitch, you'll just see our faces. That's going to be kind of weird. That's like, I don't know
Yeah,
how well
that's-
Bobby can talk without something visually in front of him. This is like a good test, isn't it?
No, I have stuff on my screen.
Oh,
But here's the problem. I'm using one monitor like a savage. All right. There's like Kalahari
It's like this
Bushmen
big,
that
though.
still have dual monitors. And that's a long story I'll get into later. So it's kind of difficult for me, but I do have all my stuff up here that I'm going to flip through. But I also have a mic that likes to pick up every little tiny thing. So I'm trying not to click on my mouse. We'll see how it goes.
yeah. If you hear the ocean, that's just him flushing the toilet. I guess we do have to thank a new patron, Comfy
Oh, nice.
Comfy Unicycle. He pledged at $5.
Ooh.
Everyone on 3 say unicycle. 2, 3. Unicycle.
Unicycle.
Thank you so much. And yeah, then we're gonna start on the radar. Games that have come to Bobby's attention and only Bobby's attention.
What?
All right. I don't have anything that great this week. I will say this first one, Cave Crawler, looks kind of interesting. It's a free-to-play game, and it is, I want to call it Mega Man-like. It looks like a slimmed-down version of Mega Man, and it's pretty short. It's got like 5 levels and 1 boss, and I think it's just made by one dude, and it looked pretty good. I'll probably check it out. I mean, it's free, so the price point is good, right?
Yeah, can't be
And
free.
overwhelmingly positive, yeah.
Yeah, and I was a huge Mega Man fan. I loved Mega Man games when I was young. I don't really do side scroller games anymore. What's really odd, you know how like I don't do controllers at all, yet I can play side scrollers on controllers. Like I can do that, but those are the only types of games that I can play with a controller these days.
Do you use the D-pad, Bobby, or do you use the joystick?
I
For your
use the
left thumb.
D-pad, yeah,
Okay.
because I stopped playing consoles right around the time the joystick
I
was
wondered.
becoming popular. What was that, like the N64?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I never really learned. I never got that like feel for the joystick, and I still can't get it. I mean, it's a better way to do it. I understand that because there's like degrees of moving the joystick. With the D-pad, it's like it's either pressed or not pressed.
Right.
Right. But with the joystick, you can kind of creep and move slowly. But
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I made that same transition back in the day because I had an old school NES and Super Nintendo and everything. But yeah, I evolved along with the consoles when all that started coming out with N64.
do they even put D-pads on controllers anymore?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Okay.
If you look at mine, like even the latest like Switch controllers, like I like this one because it has the D-pad on it
That's a Switch
and the
controller?
joystick.
That looks
Yeah,
fucking
buddy.
awesome. What?
Yeah, that's
it's
dope.
nice. It's
Holy
wireless.
shit.
You can connect it. Yeah.
It looks more like a PS4 controller. That's awesome.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the shape is correct. But even on, I think my last roommate that I lived with had a PlayStation 5, and I'm pretty sure the D-pad was still in that controller as well.
Yep, the PS5 does have one as well. They use it like in a different way, right? So it depends on
Yeah.
the game. So like it might be inventory management or switching weapons or those types of things as opposed to like, 3D rotational view of the world, those types of things. I
Yeah.
would tell you like going back to old school games like Mortal Kombat and stuff, even the new ones, right? Like I always go to the D-pad versus the joystick just because of the definitive nature of what you're trying to do when you're flipping through moves.
Yeah, I played a lot of Street Fighter on Super
Yeah, there you go.
Nintendo, and those had a lot of different moves than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat special moves were always like right, left, A or something, or up, down, right, left. But in Street Fighter, you had that like half arc or full arc motion where you had to do like down, right, and then a button.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe that was easier with a joystick, but yeah, I learned all that on directional pads.
Yeah, since Emilio's not here to defend himself, I mean, I regularly kick his ass in Street Fighter. I mean, whenever we play, just totally annihilate him. I know he says he beats me in Magic, which is sometimes true, but Street Fighter, totally take him out every time.
Okay.
All right.
Nice. Does he go into the room like you? It's like you, your kids, your wife, and does he just burst down the door and says, "I can beat all you in Street Fighter," just randomly at the top of his? Oh,
yeah, he does.
Sometimes,
and then arm wrestling.
Yeah, he can be so fucking rude. So, anyways, whatever. We won't talk. He's not here. It's not really fair, but yeah.
Defend himself.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that was Cave Crawler.
Sick. Amanda, what's up here? Arc 2. What's that all about?
So Arc 2 is going to be the expansion, obviously, to Arc 1. But what is interesting and what I find very fascinating, for starters, it doesn't come out until 2022. They don't say when in 2022, which tells me it'll probably be in the later part. But it's interesting because this one is supposed to have a lot more story. The graphics are definitely better. And Vin Diesel like stars in it, dude. And apparently he has done some of the coding, which I just think like that. Yeah, that is like
no, he can barely read.
Whoa,
yeah,
dude.
Well, that's...
Vin Diesel listens to this podcast. Calm down. Like
he well, they're supposed to also additionally too have an animated series that comes out as well. I'm not sure that I see anywhere of whether it's going to be on Netflix or I'm not sure where it's going to be, but they say that they're going to be releasing a animated series on top of this game. But I just think that that's pro, dude. As you're young and shit, you go through life being like an action movie star, like ripped dude, like Chronicles of Riddick, and then the Fast and Furious line, and then as you start getting old, you just CGI yourself how you were as Riddick in Arc. It's genius. Like what a genius, dude.
He's had a great life. Yeah.
He's had a great life, and he's coming back as basically Riddick, dude, in Arc 2. I'm here for it. I love it. So I'm super excited.
What are you most excited for Arc 2? Like twice the poo? Arc 2 twice the what's going on?
Definitely twice the poo. No, I'm really excited to see kind of the graphic upgrade and like more of the story, because there is a story in Arc, but God, it's so hard to find. Like you pretty much have to join a community in a group and then together go through the bosses and find different codexes and parts of information about the world, and like you kind of piece it together and create the story in a sense, which on one hand I think is fun and cool, and if you get in on the right server it can be a blast. And that's why they have like role-playing servers and things like that. But I'm really excited to see that they're putting more story as a focus for Arc 2. And I think that will be really cool to do and play. But check it out. They have like the announcement trailer out there and it looks great. It looks like it's going to be awesome. So I hope that they can keep up with the hype. And I hope the animated series is cool, because that's a great idea. I feel like it's endless content with a bunch of dinosaurs and like Paleolithic like derps that are trying to find like the technological age. It's great.
Interesting.
I've never been an Arc guy. Like I've played some of those open world survival ones, and I have Arc, but I've never actually played it. Like Bobby, as big as you are into dinosaurs, I would have thought like Arc and Arc 2 would have been right up your alley. You taming some mechanized T-Rex or something.
You would think so, but I can't do crafting survival. And I burnt out on Rust, and then I tried to get into Arc. I tried, but just didn't connect. Yeah. And I missed a lot of that. When you said Vin Diesel was doing coding, I kind of blacked out there for a second. I couldn't really process that.
Yeah.
That was a little weird. So he's actually like involved in like he's not just doing like making creative decisions. He's actually doing some of the coding.
He wrote the comments.
That is what I had heard from a buddy of mine playing Ark. So let me double check that, because I mean, if Nick's not here, I guess I'm the new Nick, right? So let me make sure
Yeah,
I'm not
let's just throw
bullshitting
stuff
that.
out there.
Well,
I'm
we've never
pretty
been known for
sure that
accuracy.
he.
Yeah.
Weird. On his Wikipedia, Mark St. Clair, known professionally as Vin Diesel, is an American actor, filmmaker, and video game developer.
Yeah, he's
Really?
developing
No,
it.
I made that up. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
It was
Christ.
Oh,
it was pretty
you-
convincing though. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was
It
good. You
was
sold that
very
shit.
convincing. Well, so what I found, according to PC Gamer, is that he has joined the studio as an executive producer. But I know that doesn't mean that he's coding. So I'd imagine he's providing direct feedback to the development process.
He wanted to be a director. That when he was younger, that was like his whole plan. He wanted to be a director, and whoever directed like one of his earlier movies, I think The Chronicles of Riddick or one of those ones, like he had a lot of problems. Like he was trying to play director and give too many notes or something, and he had to be like, the director had to be like, you know what, you're just an actor and stand back. So I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. He's a real creative guy. If you
Yeah.
look on YouTube, you can probably find this, but he was in like this old video in like the 80s or 90s. It was like a instructional breakdance video. And it's so weird to see him because he's super young and super skinny. But yeah,
That would
Vin
be
Diesel,
wild.
fascinating.
Yeah,
So
it seems like he's just basically a game tester, though, and reporting bugs and things like that. And so that's what they
Mhm.
mean kind of by the developer.
Uh,
oh
But
really?
apparently he has been a long time Arc player, though. So we have like this pseudo
Really?
like Henry Cavill Witcher thing going on where like he's played Arc he's put in a lot of hours into Arc and he loves it. So now they're like, yeah, he's a producer and they're having him test the game out and for Arc 2, and you can see him. They have him all CGI'd. He's looking like a much younger version and more ripped version of himself. But hell yeah, dude, get it. That's what I'm saying. He's just gonna continuously live on. The Chronicle
got-
of Riddick.
You got a Vin Diesel thing there, Days? You got a little infatuation, maybe? A little.
He's hot. He can get it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's not the most reason why, or that's not the highest reason why I'm excited for Arc 2, but it sure do help.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel,
It'll be
moving
fun.
copies, executive producer, Arc 2. You love to see the transition. All right, Diddy, what's going on? Dying Light 2? This is a game only you are excited about, so please explain.
Oh man. Well, first I was
Uh.
going to talk about Witcher 4. Henry Cavill's coded the whole thing up, and it's going to release next year. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's a DLG first. We heard about it just through our connections with Henry and his bros over there in the UK that we know. But no, Dying Light 2. So Dying Light 2 is coming out February 4th, next Friday. And it was comically, I'll say, me and Emilio's bromance. It was our Christmas gift exchange. And he got me Dying Light 2, which is a co-op multiplayer zombie pseudo survival story-based game that's an evolution of Dying Light 1 from Techland. So Techland was originally, I think, the creators of Dead Island, and I didn't realize this, but Bobby would appreciate Call of Juarez. They also made Call of Juarez. Did you know that?
Really?
I did
Yeah, I
not
think
know
I
that.
did know that. But there's been a lot of Call of Juarez games. Are you talking about the first one?
Actually, I think it's most in the series. It wasn't clear. I'm going based off of Wikipedia.
It's
Okay.
the one that Ray played. The stuff.
It might have
Okay.
been the really bad one. Yeah, that Ray really enjoyed the shit out of, as opposed to
Checks out.
Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not clear, but I had no idea. Like it basically lists, Dying Light and Call of Juarez as games that Techland's
Oh,
developed.
cool.
So I
Yeah,
thought
and
that was
a
kind of interesting.
huge. I love Dead Island. I absolutely love that game and Riptide when it came
Mhm.
out too. And I think I've mentioned this before, but I didn't even realize for the longest time that Dying Light was basically a sequel to
Yeah.
Dead Island. Like it's the same thing, but they've just improved upon
Yep.
the gameplay so much, just like in all these different ways. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this too. How crazy is it going to be when they announce like February 2nd that this is on Game Pass though?
Oh shit.
Uh.
Is that? I hope not. We'll see. I don't know. It was a gift exchange, but yeah, Emilio goes to Days next week, and it's up to 4 people co-op, I think, still. And I
Awesome.
remember playing it like Dying Light 1, and just like when you get to that first, night survival where all the, super evil zombies come out and stuff like that. That was freaky. It was a fun, scary game, but then daytime running around, jumping, parkouring over stuff, Spider-Man when you get the grappling hook, things like that. It was pretty fun. It was a blast. Played all the way
I
through that
love
one.
Dying Light. Yep. Same. I will also be getting this game, and it probably should be the game of the weeks because it's gonna take over, I think, our Discord by storm. I love it.
Yeah, it's $60 though, so it's a little on the high end, but I think it'll be worth it. I think it'll be a good
I think
solid
so
game.
too.
The first one was for sure.
What do you guys think about the 500 hour to fully complete?
I think
I'll
that's
never
great.
touch that.
Yeah, I'll never touch it either, but
Yeah,
I
that's I
probably
mean,
won't complete it.
yeah,
I'll
to
play
me
a
that
lot
tells
out of
me
it.
yeah, to me that tells me it's like a lot of open world space to go through. Like the first game had, you beeline the story and you're good, but then they got all these side missions and different areas to explore and stuff like that. If they've expanded on that, more power to them. I think that'll be great. You played the DLC, didn't you, Bobby? The one with the cars and stuff. I don't even remember what it was
Yeah,
called.
and maybe that's where they're getting the 500 hours on Dying Light 2 from. But the DLC in the first Dying Light was almost endless. Like you could just level up and level up and level up, just keep going on that. Like there was countless hours to be spent on that. And I played a lot of it. I really enjoyed it, but um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I could go 500 hours.
Yeah, I
Is
just
this
thought
gonna?
it's so. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dace.
I was gonna say, like, to me, like, I loved just even driving around in the buggies and just mowing
Mhm.
over zombies and shit. I thought that was so therapeutic. So I'll probably take a bunch of hours into that, and it won't go anywhere, but I'll feel happy doing it.
Right.
Yeah. And that was something new in the DLC of Dying Light. I don't think that was in the original
Right.
game.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
just the DLC.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd gotten the DLC and like started playing it, but actually just never really dove into the whole car thing. And I just can't drive cars without using a controller. Like I can't do it with a keyboard and mouse. That's a struggle for me. So I never got into it,
I would
unfortunately.
just have it all plugged in and then switch. Like
Just
I would, yeah,
yeah,
I would have my controller plugged in so that way when I got to the part where I was driving, I would just transition over.
got it.
Steam is quick with that, so it was nice.
There
You
you
gonna pick
go.
this up, Bobby, or no? You gonna wait on it?
Probably wait on it. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, but a lot of their games, they drop in price like
Right.
radically later on. And, I've got so many other games in the queue ready to play that there's no rush.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to
3,900.
jump in when everybody else is jumping in, but I can wait.
Yep.
I'm not coordinated enough to play a game like Dying. Lots of jumping, shootings on. Too much. It's too much.
Oh, they make it easy. They make
Yeah,
it easy.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, well, I
It's
just don't want to play.
intuitive.
Fuck you guys. Don't want to play with you.
Come on.
Just
It could be us 4.
okay. Okay, you're like really into me right now. Just like calm down. Okay, a game that does look pretty simple. Looks like a tower defense. Bobby, what's up with this Rogue Tower game? Is this a puzzle game? What's happening?
Tower. So yeah, this is a tower defense game. But what I find that they're doing a lot is they're combining two genres, especially tower defense. Like it can never just be a tower defense game. It always has to be a tower defense game and something else. So this one is a tower defense, but it's also a roguelike. And it looks like there's also some cards in it too. That's like the big thing to throw into games now too, is just cards. Graphically, it doesn't look like super amazing, but I just like that mixture of those three genres. Tower defense, I've always enjoyed tower defense games. Plants vs. Zombies, I think that's just like one of the best games ever. Um, so I'm always on board for that. But then you throw in the roguelike and then you throw in the card based thing. And I'm like, okay, might have a game going on here. It's $15 and it is out now. Reviews are fairly decent, but not a lot of people playing this.
Yeah, this looks. Go ahead.
Sorry, when two people start at the same time and both of them say go ahead, that's called a Canadian standoff, by the way. You're all very kind. I won't play another tower defense in my life unless it's a co-op one. I think it's much more interesting to fight like your friend gets the same waves as you and you both are approaching the same problem and then the first one to die gets all the gold. Have you guys played it like that?
That doesn't sound like co-op. That sounds like a versus mode.
Yeah, I guess I said the wrong word there. Yeah, versus, 100% versus. Single player tower defenses, I don't know. They just don't do it for me anymore. I don't know. John, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just gonna say, I think this looks really fun. Like, I'm glad you brought this up, Bobby, because yeah, it just released literally 2 days ago, and this looks like something to sink my teeth into for $15 for sure.
What's really strange is I could never really get into those tower defense games where they combined it with a first person shooter like Orcs Must Die or Sanctum 1 and 2, where you'd set up your tower defense. That was the strategy part. And then you would actually try to survive the wave with what you had set up. But then also you as a character in the game run around and you shoot the enemies as well. I mean, that seems like such a great idea, but it's so weird. It's like something I like in concept, but not something I actually like to play.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me though.
Well, tower defenses. Who would have thought? The crazy thing with tower defenses, like where they came from, like StarCraft 1 custom games. That I don't know. Things that come from people fucking around in like these old games and making custom maps. That's always fascinating.
I mean, if we trace the lineage, if we had like the family tree of gaming, I think like everything comes from something. Everything was like a mod of something.
Right.
It probably all goes back to like Wolfenstein or something.
Yeah. All comes back to
It all
StarCraft
goes
1.
back to Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every game made is from StarCraft 1. That I read that on Wikipedia. Zenith and the Last City. What's up?
So this game to me, from what I've been seeing, is a VR MMO. It's come onto my radar. It came out in January 27th, so recently it was released. And it just looks awesome. It looks like what I would personally want out of a VR game. I don't have VR, but I will be getting VR soon. And so this is definitely high on my list to get. Because it looks like it's a lot of fun. Like the concept of being able to run around and have alliances, play with your friends in VR, but like in more of a MMO setting where you're fighting monsters. And I'm not sure if you can craft. It seems like there's a lot of combat and you can make friends doing raids and go into dungeons, and that just sounds right up my alley with that.
Have you guys heard of any VR MMOs before?
Uh-uh.
I think it's a first.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think there's been ones before, but not like this. Like just watching this days. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is totally World of Warcraft in VR. That's crazy.
It's
to
like
me.
action packed.
Amazing.
The bad thing with VR is like I feel like pressing the E button to mine something in New World is like cool. But if I have to bend over and like do like some sort of mining interaction, it becomes like a little less cool, you know? I don't know.
So
I
you're
feel
gonna
like it becomes more cool though. Like I
Yeah,
think it would
get
be
a
so much
workout.
better. Yeah, like you're like literally mining,
Wrist
you
weights.
know?
get some
But-
wrist weights in there. You're gonna be so ripped.
I'm
You'll
not-
be able to take Emilio in arm wrestling.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. That's
Uh,
the trick, dude. Just play more MMOs in VR.
right.
You know?
MMOs and skinning. You know, my aunt have like the skinning table. And okay. Well, you know what, Days? What VR are you getting? You know?
Probably the Oculus, like the cheaper one.
Yeah.
But
It wouldn't moving
Yeah.
around just like put you on your ass. I barely know anything about VR, but like if you're in like World of Warcraft and you're doing a dungeon and you're constantly moving around, like isn't that super disorienting? Like isn't most VR made so you like teleport places or like slower moving? I don't know.
I'd be curious to see that. Yeah, like because I have heard a lot of people talk about getting motion sickness and not being able to play VR for very long without becoming too disoriented. But I wonder if this is gonna. I'd imagine this would make it worse because of what you just said, like being really action packed and like whipping around. But I don't know. I'm excited to try it out, and if I pass out, well, it's good that I've got the two cats right here. So
Sweet. I saw someone's demo of a VR game and he was talking about like this issue some people have, and it's a fishing game, and he's like, yeah, I got around it because you're just moving the boat around. You aren't moving, your perspective is moving, but you don't physically move, but you move in the game on this boat, so it kind of makes a little more thematic sense. And it was such a beautiful fishing game, but I'm still running into this issue where it's like, is it like I gotta cast the line, okay, now I'm skinning the
push a
fish
button, damn it.
yeah, exactly, like button pushing. That's where the fun is at. Okay, and then Diddy, you have Elden Ring.
I do. So Elden Ring is coming out February 24th, so it's the end of the month, pretty damn close to my almost real birthday this year. It was originally slated for November, and it is a From Software game. So I'm a big Souls junkie. That's kind of my number one as far as game types that I enjoy, genres. And what makes Elden Ring pretty interesting is George R.R. Martin of Lord of the Rings actually did the lore and world for it. So it's like a Lord of the Rings version of a From Software game. But of course, the From Software team, Miyazaki and company, they all did the development work like they have for all the other, 7 From Software games or 6 or whatever it is.
Okay. Do you mean Game of Thrones, or is
I
this
was
like
just gonna
is
say.
this set in the
Sorry.
Lord?
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
Game of Thrones. Sorry, I misspoke.
No, that's good.
But yeah, so the biggest difference here, right? Dark Souls 3 was more of a like a linear Souls game, as is most of them are, but this is open world. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Go and fight whatever bosses or go through different areas whenever you want. All that fun stuff. Obviously graphically updated, and it's an homogenization of all their games. So there's a stealth component like Sekiro has. So there's more flavor into like dex builds and things like that. There's also some heavier emphasis, not that they haven't always had it on magic, that's also present. And there's horses. You can get a ghost horse and ride around the open world, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And like most Souls games, it's going to be multiplayer as well. So you can, both invade somebody else's game and, kill them, take them out. But conversely, you can also go into somebody's game and help support them, help them through a boss, help them through an area, play co-op, that type of stuff.
I was just gonna ask you, dude. Like, I feel like you have a really good metric to rate these games by, like 1 to 10. Bonding with Emilio capabilities. I feel like that should be a metric, or bonding with anyone, bonding with like co-op. Yeah. So what is Elden Ring? Elden Ring's like a strong 10, 9, maybe 8.
I don't know. I've never done a lot of like multiplayer in a Souls game. That's kind of my like sit down, chill, just kind of play by myself, beat my head into a wall, play through one boss for 8 hours kind of thing, and that's relaxing to me comically. But I don't know. I'm hoping to play this a little more multiplayer. I got some local friends from work that think they're going to be playing it. I don't think Emilio's going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I think Nick is definitely going to pick it up, so I'm hoping maybe to get some game time with Nick, maybe some of his buddies, and maybe try out a little more.
Too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good call. Yep. Get a little more co-op fun in with people. Yeah.
Now, did they make the co-op very difficult to do? Because I remember running into that in the first and second Dark Souls, where yeah, you could do co-op with a friend, but in order to do that, you have to jump through a lot of hoops.
There is a few hoops to jump through. Yeah. So there's and I'm dating myself a little here because I don't exactly remember it all, because like I said, I didn't do it very often. But you basically like have a summoning stone that you draw up on the ground, and the other person has to get to the same place, I believe, and then click on the summoning stone. If you set a password, then they need a password to get in, those types of things. But like invasions, like for PvP, you can do that anytime, anywhere. You just bloop, invade other people's
Yeah.
games.
Well, I seem to remember it was still kind of a crapshoot if you did that. Like if you're trying to get in a specific person's game, it wasn't guaranteed. Although I think for the first Dark Souls, there was a mod that made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I think it's improved a lot over time. There'll be a little bit of a callback on the highlight section, but like Dark Souls 3, it was from all intents and purposes pretty easy to do, and then even Demon Souls, it was also in the remake, it was done really, really well, so it was pretty easy to get into other people's games, so it wasn't a big deal. One of the other components that Dark Souls or the From Software games have had almost historically that I kind of forget about, that's really cool, is they let you leave like signs, write signs on the ground, and then they have a certain set of words that you can pick from to put something there. So you can actually like indicate, if you're playing online, indicate there's an enemy around that corner kind of thing, or there's a treasure this way. And I mean, it's more, puzzly wording because you're limited on the characters and words you can use. But it's really interesting because it kind of has this community sense of coaching you through the game as you're playing. So you don't always feel like you're playing alone, even when you really are.
Yeah. And I think they were the first ones to do that. That was the
I
first
think
time
so.
I ever saw it. I know Death Stranding does that as well.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Cool. I'm a loner, so I've never run into this mechanic, unfortunately. That's good stuff. Okay, let's move on to, you know what? We need like some sort of visual cue here. We're going from on the radar, games that are coming up to highlight.
Do I need to go take a piss to be Emilio? Do I have to say, I gotta go get another beer?
That could be that should be the
do?
sound effect. Like even if he doesn't leave, the sound effect should be let me take a piss.
Yeah.
So good.
We just record it from a previous episode and you play it in the transition.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds perfect.
Okay, we'll noodle on that. I feel like we've been noodling on that for a while. I don't know. Bobby, what? You don't have any games on here, but you have a bunch of like words and letters beside each other. What's this?
Letters. Yeah. So I was not able to play any games this week, like I had predicted. It took a full week to get my floor redone, so I was completely out of my house. Not only out of my house, but I had to pack up all my stuff, including my computer, which it's been a while since I've had to move any of that. And then on top of that, I just kind of had a busy week, so I couldn't even play on my laptop, my MacBook, which isn't really set up for gaming, so it's kind of a hassle anyway. So yeah, it was kind of a shitty week in that regard. And when everything finally did get back to normal and I got everything set back up, which trust me was a journey. Like I've never had a smooth experience when it comes to this stuff, unfortunately. But when I got everything set back up, my monitor wouldn't work.
No.
I couldn't even get the on-screen display to come up, like nothing. It powered on. It seems like it's getting a signal. It lights up and like the backlight comes on, but then nothing. And here's what's really weird. This has happened with me before. This has happened on the same monitor before. And I took it off my monitor stand. I like got ready to pack it up. I'm like, well, guess it's time to get a new monitor. This is maybe 3 years ago. And I tried it one more time and then it just worked. I was like, okay, I guess you're back in there. Put it back on the monitor stand and continued on. And here's the thing, I never shut down my computer. My monitors, they get turned off like at night, but my computer is never really off. So the monitor has been running quite a bit. And I've had it for about 6 or 7 years now. It's an ASUS ROG. It was like the first 1440p 144 hertz IPS panel that they had like back in the day, like 2016. I think they came out with these. So it was a real big deal back in the day. It was my first IPS monitor. I remember being blown away by that. And it was super expensive. And it always had a weird problem. Now, the monitor was advertised, it can overclock to 165 hertz. And I did that because I was like, yeah, sure, I'll try that feature out. But it would have this weird flickering issue every now and then. Not super often, but every now and then. So I was like, all right, that's kind of weird. I'm just going to knock it down to the default 144 hertz. And the problem went away. So I was like, all right, cool. So what I'm saying is this monitor has a history. I've had problems with it. But this time, it's just not coming back. I got it sitting right next to me here, still plugged in. And I'm hoping that it's just going to like come to life all of a sudden. Like it's just going to wake from the dead. But it's been about a day and a half. And I don't know if that's going to happen. So like I was saying earlier in the show, I'm using one monitor, 1080p, 24 inches. It's wild. Like I've never had to use one monitor and such a small one in a long time. And I guess I'm going to have
Bobby, have you tried like blowing in the bottom of it, like in the giant Nintendo cartridge?
Maybe I have not tried that yet. Maybe I'll give that a shot. I'll try anything at this point.
Yeah, give it like a couple compliments. Be like, yeah, you were expensive,
You've been
honey.
so good to me.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you were so crisp. Even at 144, you look so good.
The naughty things I've watched on you. Come on, please.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
I did try that. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the only thing you can do with a monitor, right?
What do you think is like? Oh, this could be fun. It could be like Clue. Like, what do you think happened to it? You packed it out of here, and you packed it out, or did someone help you and they like smashed it on something and then just didn't?
No, that's the thing. Like, I didn't want. Whenever this stuff happens, like for the larger picture here, I had a flood, or my unit, the condo that I live in, got flooded, and this was like in September, so it's been quite an ongoing thing. And this has happened before too. So when this happens, I'm like, let me handle all the electronic stuff. Like I packed up my computer and I stored it, and I did the same with the monitors because I don't want some like rando just like handling that stuff. You know, that's asking for trouble. So yeah, if something did happen, it is on me. But I don't think this has anything to do with the storage or the moving of the monitor. This thing has just had problems from day one. And I don't know, man. Like it's one of those things when hardware goes bad, it's like never really that bad of a thing when you're a gamer because you're like, oh, cool. I guess I'm gonna get like the latest monitor out there, or whatever else is new, you know. But at the same time, I hate buying monitors. Monitors are like the worst thing to buy because it's such a dice roll. Like you never know if you're gonna get like backlight issues or dead pixels
Yep.
or like bleeding, you know, like you just don't know. And you look
Yeah.
at all the Amazon reviews and they're all filled with people that this is the best monitor ever. And then there's like 20 people that are like, oh, I had like 4 dead pixels and I went through hell with the warranty. And like, so you just never know. Unfortunately, until this one, I've had really good luck with monitors. I've never had a monitor die on me, in fact. Um, so I'm not looking forward to that experience. And I'm trying to come to a decision here on whether I want to get like a similar monitor, 27 inches, 144 hertz IPS, or if I want to go with the ultra wide, which because I didn't want to do that before just because of the types of games that I played, but
Yep.
really my workstation is more of a workstation now. It's more for like video, photo editing, and just like basic stuff like that. So having a little more real estate might not be so bad. But I don't know, John, I know you and Emilio, you got the same monitor, the ultra wide. Um, how do you feel about that monitor?
Yeah, so I think I had some of the same misgivings like you did initially. Like and I would tell you that from a video gaming perspective, it's frustrating a little bit when games don't support the ultra wide resolutions. So that's the big negative. And it drives me nuts when the black bars are on the side. Like I'll go find a patch for games that don't support it just so I can get ultra wide and actually see it in the way that matches up with the monitor. That being said, I mean, the work from home situation everybody's been in the past year and a half. I've been working at this desk a decent chunk of it. Having the real estate that I have, being able to just throw things up seamlessly, move them between, sections of the real estate that the monitor's showing you. It's super duper handy. So yeah, from that perspective, it's fantastic. And I went to the nth degree too because I have the same monitor as Emilio, and then I wanted an upgrade. So then I got a new ultra wide. So now I'm stacked. I'm ultra wide, ultra wide. So and it's great. It's just so much real estate to be able to work in and utilize. But yeah, the big negative is gaming, is that unique resolution.
Yeah. And that would probably be more of a problem for me than other people because I do play a lot of older games. I mean, I don't know if I'd be too picky about the black bars on the side. I don't know, but uh, how many times do you run into that issue with games? Like you play like newer games.
Yeah, so you're right. The newer ones, it's not that big an issue. I will tell you, like older games, like I just run in windowed
Mhm.
mode. So then I have something else running off to the side or whatever, and then I just have, an equivalent resolution off on one side of the monitor, and it just lets me run windowed. So it's not that big a deal.
I feel like when Bobby tells me or tells anyone, I hear out loud Bobby say something like, I don't know if that's going to bother me, like something really small. I immediately think that's going to bother the fuck out of him just because of how like he was just telling us about like these floors, dude, for like he's like the czar of floors over here. He's like, I got black floors, I got brown floors, I hated this this guy's got a history with floors, and I can only imagine what this would do. Oh, the other thing, ever since Jeff Bezos launched the penis rocket into outer space, I've been considering not ordering stuff on Amazon. And with when I got my monitor, I went in person to a store like you might, and they'll sell you the one that is displaying if you ask for it. So if you want, like that one's on and people have been touching it and stuff, but you can see with your like, okay, you can do the test right there. They throw the thing on, so you'll be able to see all the pixels. And if it has like less than 3, I feel like you're good, right? Because if you get if
And
you
I
get,
would prefer 0 dead
Yeah,
pixels, but
but
yeah,
uh,
up to 3, they'll refund you or they'll give you another one.
yeah, well, that's the problem with monitors too. Like there's a tolerance level for defects. And if you like Amazon's got a 30-day return policy. I think most places are similar.
Yeah, but the
yep.
penis
But
rocket, it's like it really unnerves me, dude. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
How many
All
dicks
right,
are we
let's
gonna
go
launch
down
into
this
space
road.
until we dock enough? You know, like.
I'm boycotting Amazon. I encourage everyone else to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could get the monitor from Newegg. In most places you go, like brick and mortar stores, they'll match too if you go
Yep.
in there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Even
but
my new monitor, Bobby, I tell you, it came with, and I couldn't tell you if I did it or it came that way, but it had like a crease in the screen. And I got a new one sent back. No big deal. I got it through Amazon. It was great. They were
okay.
really good about it. So,
And it'll probably turn on, dude.
yeah, that's the big bonus. Turning on's always better than
Yeah.
Yeah.
turning off. Bobby turned on is always better than Bobby turned off.
Nice.
Gotta.
That's what they say.
We love to be.
Well, the other
turned
thing
on.
is too, and I hate to get super technical here, but on my limited research that I've done with monitors, it sounds like they have disabled the option for the DisplayPort sleep mode, which this monitor had. Like, if you've never encountered that, it's super annoying, especially if you use multiple monitors. But there's like some sort of environmental law or something that monitors when they're shipped, they have to have this feature installed and enabled. And what it does, it's just it puts your monitor to sleep after a certain amount of time that it goes unused. But when it does that, Windows thinks the monitor is off and it messes with all your the windows that you have open, and it's kind of a headache if you get things set up and you like it just a certain way. So, I mean, that would be pretty annoying, especially, and it's not even just like when the monitor goes into the sleep mode, but I've had a lot of trouble with I remote into my computer a lot too.
Oh.
So that it causes problems with that as well. But apparently, on all these new monitors, there's no option to disable that feature. I've noticed a lot of people complaining about it with the LG Ultra Gear line and then also the ASUS, the newer ASUS ones as well. So I don't know if that's just something they're all doing now or what.
That's what both mine are. So if it's a problem, I'm not smart enough to know about it. So I'm just living a lie.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But still, man, I hate buying monitors. And yeah, I could go in and try and get the floor model. I wonder if they'd give you a discount for that because you're
I
buying
would think
something
so.
technically used.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I didn't get a discount. I paid full price over here, baby. Let's go. Charge me all the money, Best Buy. You guys have Best Buy, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right next to Tim Hortons.
Yeah. You want to talk about a bad experience with monitors, man? I know I've told this story before, but I went into a Best Buy once. I had ordered a monitor online, and they wouldn't give it to me because they didn't understand that the online order was placed under Bobby. And then when I went in, I showed them my ID, and it
But
says
you're
Robert.
Robert.
Yeah. And they couldn't figure that out.
Short.
So they wouldn't give me my monitor. I had to go through their support line and do this whole thing. But yeah.
You should have ordered under the name Dick and then showed them your license being Richard. They probably would have accepted that because
Yeah.
that makes more sense than Bobby and Robert. All right.
Okay,
I guess.
we lots of monitor talk. Amanda, you have like 3 things.
Oh, the monitor talk. Yeah.
You
So
play Pokemon? Is that
something? Well, I'm gonna start with something just as frustrating as 4 pixels that are burnt out on a monitor. Reverie Night Tactics. Buckle up. This is gonna be more of a Bobby kind of review. Didn't like it. Did not like it. Don't recommend. No, for real though. It's a grid tactical RPG. I thought it at first when I first played it, I thought it was way too hard and you could change the settings. I was like, maybe I'm just dumb. Like maybe I'm not that good at this cuz I love playing tactical RPGs and like I loved as well in Divinity Original Sin 2 that you could use the environment to attack and utilize that to attack your enemies, like I always played like sorcery based or sorceress, and I would light like the oil spills and stuff on the enemies. And so they have things that are like this mechanic where you can use the tank to like push back an enemy with your shield and knock them into a trap, and I thought that would be great. But it's not. It's just this game is definitely lacking a decent amount of stuff. Like I feel that it's on one hand all it is just like the same kind of bleh boring kind of battles. The first battle though like was so hard. I was like there's no way I'm going to win, and then I found out you're supposed to die and I'm like, "Oh, okay, great." But Yeah, like you're supposed to. And then it was like almost too easy, and it was just it got boring. The storyline's kind of weird. I also have a big gripe with like when they create games that are very like coming of age of like a teenager coming of age into adulthood, but then they like really sexualize like the
Oh
women in it.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wait, what?
that's
Oh
no, that's super this game. Like I think the
yeah.
main characters are like 14 or 15 and they've got like super tight clothing with big tits and like, and it's just okay, fine,
A
but
little
to
over the
me
top.
it feels a little too much, man. I'm kind of like it's a little cringe,
It's weird
but
because
um
it's boasting like a female protagonist, you know?
right, like I was like, okay, this could be really cool and really inspiring, and no, it's just like kind of a nerdy girl who's who you're playing that really loves books, which I'm cool with that, but um the I have the biggest issue I think with the warrior in this, the girl warrior, because she's supposed to be like a beast and badass, and she is just such like a little scared, like timid pussy in a way. Like she complains the whole time, and I'm just like, you are a tank. Like God, get out of stop that
You
shit.
are a
This
tank.
I don't know. I did not like it. I did not like this game. I didn't really like the crafting of it. I wish I would have played the one that Emilio was playing. What was that
Wildermyth, I
can't
think.
remember what that was. Wildermyth,
Wildermyth.
yeah.
Yep.
I think that it looked, at least from what I saw of Emilio playing that looked like a much better version of what this was trying to do.
Well,
So
you agree with quite a few people. 51% mixed on Steam, so
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
I don't know. Dang. And this was one that recently came out that you were excited to try, right?
yeah, like I thought it would be pretty, interesting. I thought the storyline was, while it's not like novel and unique of we need to save the knowledge from the elven race as they're getting annihilated, like the okay, Witcher. But like so, it's not like a novel, brand new original story, but I thought it would have been really cute and kind of fun to play, and it just fell flat for me. I was not a fan.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
Happens,
pretty. I could see how you get baited into this. It does look
right?
interesting. But
It's a
yeah,
trap.
it's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
got less reviews than Bobby's Tower Defense game, and it's been out longer. So
Yeah.
yeah, evidently, yeah, not doing so hot.
Avoid at all costs. I'm
Yeah.
directly quoting Amanda here. The worst time she's ever had playing a video game.
This is worse than a bag of dicks inside a bag of dicks inside a bag of dicks.
Yeah, because a bag of dicks outside of a bag of dicks outside of a bag of dicks, like, has more use to it. So yeah, you gotta
Got
let the
it.
dicks out. You gotta
Yep.
let the dicks out so that way they can touch, dude.
Let your
Reverie
dicks
nights.
out so they
Let
touch.
your dicks out, dude. Yeah,
Touching
that's right.
dicks is someone finish the sentence. Touching dicks is
Fundamental.
fundamental. Perfect. All right, Diddy. You are on this Vampire Survivors train too, dude. Did you love it?
So yeah, I just had to put it in because I didn't know what you guys were talking about. I was just listening to the podcast, and then yeah, fucking last night, Emilio was talking about it a little bit, and then Fastidious, we were playing some DRG, and he was bringing it up. I'm like, what is this? He's like, oh, it's only $3, and then I bring it up, and I'm like, oh, this looks kind of fun, and then I totally got vampire sucked in to playing this. I played it for like 2 hours last night. I've played it for another 2 hours today, and yeah, I totally dig it. It's super simple. I'm like putting it on my phone, running
On
it
your
through the
phone?
browser. Yeah, run it through the browser. You can run it through itch.io and run it through the browser and just drag your thumb around to move
And
the character.
is it like your same account that you have on your computer?
No.
Oh, dang.
No,
Okay.
it's not. No, because I mean I paid the $3 for the Steam version, obviously, to support Pinochle or whatever their name is, but it's great. Like it's so I would have
Is-
paid $10 for
is their
this.
name
It's
Pinochle?
fantastic.
Is-
It's
Ponkle.
Ponkle?
A punk.
Maybe it's Ponsley.
Ponsley. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
We
good
probably didn't
pronunciation.
Trip it.
Or should I
for
say
us.
good pronunciation, right?
He's
No.
getting ready for France.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I didn't want to dwell on it, but I just wanted to bring up, yeah, you guys are right. It's a pretty sweet little game.
Damn,
for
dude.
$3.
Nice.
Gotta get it.
When I open
Yeah.
up Twitch, that's like what everyone's playing, you know? Like when they're waiting, like their queue game or whatever. So many people. Last I looked, it was like 155,000 viewers. I was like, what?
Jesus.
This game looks like... but people love it. Not Amanda. Amanda hates it.
Easy. just I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's just I don't know. It was easy to me, man. I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest fan of like any kind of the dungeon crawler Souls like games of like repeating the same thing over and over again to get like a little different, you know, unless it's milk inside of a bag of milk. But no, kidding, not even that. But I don't know. I just thought it was easy, but it is cute. It is worth like $3, and it's
Oh yeah.
a fun little game. Yeah, like it's worth the $3 for sure.
And is
Yep.
Pokemon worth $300?
Pokemon is definitely worth its price.
How much
Yeah.
is it? I don't know how much. How much is it?
I think it was 60. Yeah, and I got it on Switch, but it's worth it. I played the most of that. Do we want to get into that? Or are
Yeah.
we heading to
No, let's do it.
Bobby Town? Okay, all right. Pokemon Legends Arceus like came out on Friday, I believe. And yeah, I've already been playing it. I have it loaded up. That's why I have my little Switch controller with me here, and I've been playing it on my TV. And it's just fun. It's like it to me it brings that entire nostalgic factor of being back and playing like the original Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, and at the same time it has an entire like Zelda Breath of Wild spin on it, you know, in the way that it looks and just in the way that of like solving kind of little puzzles and stuff of things. You can sneak around Pokemon. They have like alpha Pokemon, you can ride different ones, and it's so far so much fun. They use every single button, I think, on the Nintendo Switch on the controller, which is fantastic. There's hotkeys, and it just, to me, it feels pretty intuitive, and it's a lot of fun. There's certain things you can do when you're on a certain Pokemon, and it's just, I
Huh.
really love the way that they've done this game, and I think it's so worth it. It's easily my favorite game on Nintendo Switch.
Are you
Very
playing
cool.
it with anyone?
No, you know, so originally they said that multiplayer was going to be coming out, but I don't really think we knew the true context of what the multiplayer was. What the reviews are saying that they are coming out right now, because it is such a new game. I mean, it's only been out for 2 days. Well, today's the third day. But anyway, it so far seems based on the reviews that the extent of multiplayer is trading, which is a huge letdown. Um, but hopefully we just haven't figured it out yet. I do remember that on previous Pokemon games, like the multiplayer was always kind of tricky to really figure out, of like what you can do in multiplayer kind of a way, but I don't see it being where you could run around with your best buddy and slinging Pokeballs with each other as like a Bonnie and Clyde duo, you know? I would love to see that though. That would be lots of fun. But so far, I've just been nerding out about the Pokemon I'm catching. Me and Captain Gummy are like neck and
Huh.
neck, and then Cloud Lotion is like about the same area. So like we've been all kind of nerding out with each other about where we're at in the story and like what we're catching, because we're all like around the same level and seeing kind of the same stuff, which is really exciting and fun. But I love it. I think this game is fantastic, and I will absolutely be playing a lot more of it. I'll probably play this after this podcast.
Okay. Um,
Was Pokemon a part of like Bobby your time or anything? It wasn't mine. It was kind of
Yeah.
post my time.
No, I missed out on Pokemon. I mean, I say I was too old when Pokemon came out, but I don't know if that's really an excuse because kids of
Right.
all ages, even today, are into Pokemon. I don't know. I missed out on that. I was a little too old for it, I guess, or just it didn't appeal to me. I did go back and later play Pokemon when, like, not even that long ago, like a year or two ago. I fired up an emulator and played the first Pokemon, and I was like, okay, I can see how people could really get into this. It's got that. It's crazy to think this existed like so far back, but it's really got that addictive like collection
Yeah.
thing going for it. You know, the
Mhm.
tagline was like gotta get them all or something
Gotta
like
catch
that.
them all.
Gotta
Gotta
catch
catch
them
them
all,
all.
Pokemon.
Yeah. So I mean, God, I don't know. That just seems crazy that like as far back as the 90s, whenever the first one came out, like they were just getting kids hooked on that. Like now it's just like common for every single game to have some sort of like addictive thing like that where you just feel
Element.
like you have to some like completionist addiction thing.
Do you guys think like Pokemon's like the next generation, Gen Z or what have you's Mario? Like is that kind of how it's evolved or how to think of it?
I think what makes it, I don't know, I feel like Nintendo Switch has kind of flipped the script with some of that because Mario is so prevalent on Nintendo still. So like I feel like it's kind of on the same tier and same level, but they're both like equals, you
Mm.
know? Instead of one potentially replacing or being associated with more than the
Mario's
other.
kind of
I
like
think
the
they're both there.
mascot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to relate, right, to me growing up in Mario and how big that was and everything Mario and this and that, and then like Pokemon, yeah, kind of came along and I missed that boat, but can I think of it like the kids nowadays getting the cards and everything was like me back in the day getting, Mario Brothers crap and lunchbox and T-shirts and all that stuff.
My friend on my block, still friends today, Josh, what a great guy. He had Pokemon on his Mac, and I used to go over and he used to play and I used to watch. And then I I wanted to play one day, and I just innocently he said, "Yeah, you can play on my Pokemon account or whatever." And I got in the cave and I caught, I think, 98 Zubats or something. Like, you can't catch any more Pokemon. I was just there for 7 hours catching Zubats. And to delete the Zubats from your inventory, you have to go to each Zubat, go down, click, go down another menu, and then click delete. And he said, "Dude, you can't play you can't play Pokemon on my laptop or on my MacBook anymore because
Filled my laptop with Zubats.
you fucking filled my
Zubats.
there's Zubats everywhere, and it's like the worst Pokemon. I thought it was a cool Pokemon, a Zubat. Something else just happened to me that just popped up. So the Restoration 3 Star Wars Galaxies thing is happening. We just released like a roadmap and update, and I thought I would talk to like certain media and stuff to get people interested, like actual media. And I just saw popping up right now, like we're on PC Gamer, guys. Like, it's fucking legit. A whole fucking article. It's 7 paragraphs long. I can't believe it. I really fucking can't believe it. That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
I never would have thought I'd see something I would have been a part of on PC Gamer. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, congrats, dude.
Thanks. Yeah,
That's very exciting.
I'm still pretty fucking floored. Like, I'm looking at, just smiling.
When you get as big as Jeff Bezos, will you remember the little people like us?
Yeah, I won't launch a penis rocket though, so don't worry. Like, you don't have
It's
to
gonna be a vagina one.
Just have it be 2 titties launching off.
Oh, a titty rocket. That makes
Face
sense.
titties, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Aqua Teen Hunger Force where they launch a penis rocket? This is like 10 years ago. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
They called it then. Was it called the Jeff Bezonaton?
No, I don't think so. But no. Actually, it was Apple had a clause at the bottom of their contract that every 10th person they sold something to, they got to cut off their dick. And then what they did with those dicks is they built a giant dick rocket and launched into outer space.
We're about ready for a Bobby's Oh Boy, aren't we? Somewhere in
Or
here.
yikes, yeah.
Yikes! There it is.
I feel like he muted himself to
To laugh?
Try
Yeah.
not to associate myself with this conversation.
Yeah.
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 Acting like I'm
Too
not
many
even
dicks.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who well, we haven't
Dickisode.
we
Cycle
haven't
wants to call the episode Dickisode.
it probably was, we haven't heard a lot from Bobby. I don't know. Do you have any comments on these games we're talking about, dude?
No, I've been chiming in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Pokemon, like John, Pokemon is not in my wheelhouse. I kind of dipped my toe. Even when that one game came out, that AR game where everybody was walking around trying to catch
Pokemon
That's the
Go.
one I played. Yeah, I played
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I tried that out, but I don't know if you have to be into the show in order to get into the games. But I was never really into anime, so maybe that was kind of a roadblock for me.
Yeah, me neither. Bobby and I. This is where we're like.
I can remember playing on the original Game Boy on the bus, Pokemon, and I went in hard. I had a Pikachu pillow and watched all the episodes.
So basically Pokemon sucks. That's what we all think.
No, Pokemon's great.
No.
Okay.
I can appreciate it. I'm
Okay.
trying to relate.
Right, trying to relate. My kids play Pokemon and therefore I have to. Do your kids play the Surge too, John?
So comically, they don't play, but they watch Dad play. So
Oh,
there's a fun story here. I played the Surge one originally, and I loaded my computer and PS5 up with Souls-likes because I wanted to like play a Souls game, kind of get the cobwebs shaken out of my getting goodest that I was before Elden Ring came out. And my son came downstairs and he's like, "Dad, I want to watch you play a game. I want to play a game." He's 4. And I'm like, okay. And I bring up the menu on the PlayStation. I'm like, what do you want me to play? And I always think he's going to pick Avengers because I've got Avengers on there, gets to watch Hulk smash, all that fun stuff. It's like, no, Dad, the robot one. And I'm like, the Surge 2? I'm like, you want me to play the robot one? And I'm like, how about this one? How about Avengers? No, the Surge 2. And I'm like trying to think because I hadn't played the first one in a long time. I'm like, it's probably not that bad, right? Yeah, I completely forgot that you dismember people in order to get their equipment and things like
Oh
that.
no.
But I would tell you,
Great
like,
life lessons.
yeah. So Parent of the Year award right here. But he loves it. Like, and not just the dismembered part. Like hey, I need to go to
Oh,
this
good.
building over here, and he's like, he's never like he won't even watch me play Avengers for more than 5-10 minutes. He'll watch me play that for half an hour. It's unreal. Like he's into it. Like where am I going and how I'm picking to get there and stuff like that. But
Cool.
anyway, the Surge 2 got added again to my list of currently playing games. I actually started playing this when it came out just before DLG Con 2019. I was literally playing it in the airport before we left just to try and be like, oh, this just came out. And of course, paid, $50 for it or whatever it was then. And if you go look, it's on sale now for less than $8. But I literally sat on it until here, just at the beginning of the month, started jumping into it. It's from a studio called Deck 13. They did the original Surge 1, as well as Lords of the Fallen, which is another Souls-like game that's a lot more like the Souls-like series in flavor. What makes the Surge series so much different is it's basically your Matt Damon or Kruger from Elysium, the movie Elysium. That's you. You've got the mech kind of frame on, and you're adding different components: arms, legs, torso, head, additional gear to that, and your weapons are like a helicopter blade that gets adapted to something, or a tool that they're using in a different way or whatnot. And then you also get a mini drone that's like your ranged attack that you can swap out for different drones. And like I said, you go around playing through the game and you walk up to somebody, some NPC that you're fighting, and you're like, wow, I really like his weapon. I'm going to target, you get to target limbs. I'm going to target his arm, work away on the armor on that, and then hack it off. And then you get that weapon. You get the schematic for it. Same with their gear, their weapons. So there's this really fun farming aspect to it where you just go dismembering people to get their schematics for their stuff and get scrap you can use to either level up or build new sets of armor. And there's also modules in the game that's essentially like your spec tree, where you get to install different modules to have different buffs or different play style attributes, stamina regeneration, all that fun stuff. Your drone does extra damage, whatever. And all this you can change real time. So you can go in, completely swap out your armor and your modules. Like the respec is only 3 attributes really that you can do at a med bay. So it's just a super fun, futuristic sci-fi Dark Souls, where the combat's just really a blast to play through and super satisfying.
Do you have a hope for a genre that your kids will be into? Like, do you hope they will be into Dark Soul games and stuff like that?
I don't know. That's a great question. So a little known fact, because you inspired me for something as you usually do, Sniper. I have a tattoo down my spine, and it's from Ashes and Embers Reborn, and it's a quote from a Hans Christian Andersen poem called "The Phoenix." But the kind of genesis of the Souls games is all around ashes and embers. Well, my daughter's middle name is Ember, and my son's middle name is Ash. So that all kind of, it was because I was playing Dark Souls 3 a ton when we found out we were pregnant with my son. So I will just honestly be thrilled if the kids actually like playing video games with dad. That'll be huge to me. Like, just to be like, it was a little bit of an emotional tearjerker just when, he's actually like sitting engaged playing with me. Like, it motivates me to actually play more. And for a guy that likes to play games, when the kids are awake, I usually get no time. I have to wait till everybody goes to bed. But to actually like play a game in an afternoon for once is like huge.
That's cool.
Unless it's Pokemon.
Yeah, unless it'll be Pokemon, and I'll be like, call up Clown Lotion. He can help you. Days will know more about Pokemon. Let's get some magic cards out and call Uncle Emilio.
I'm trying to relate. Have you kids heard of Mario? Do you?
Yeah, that's right. Here's Mario. Well, and so yeah, Mom's a big like classic Nintendo lover as well. So we have a picture, and I'd be happy to share it with a few people. But Rowan, one of his first like baby pictures at 1 year old, he's wearing a Mario outfit, eating a mushroom cake, and he's got frosting and everything everywhere. So yeah,
Oh,
so
that's so cute.
mom dressed him up like Mario, and then
God damn, dude.
smashed him in cake. Yeah.
I can
Also,
only.
his room
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
So,
Yep,
yeah.
it's full of Mario stuff.
His room
Yep.
is full of Mario too.
Yeah, mom painted did like a mural on his wall of like a Van Gogh-esque version of Starry Starry Night, only it's one of the levels from Mario with like the bullet and the fire spitting plant and all that fun stuff.
Damn, dude.
Cloud.
Okay,
Really
I'm
cute.
gonna ask you
Really well
something, and
done.
like you don't have to say yes, but like, can I
I
spend
will
my
father your
formative?
children.
What?
Oh, what?
Can I spend my formative years growing up at your house? That would be. Like,
I would want nothing more, son.
Okay.
Can I
Perfect.
call you that? It felt good for me.
Yeah,
to call you son.
it felt real good for me too, Dad. it felt real good. Although that one felt a little weird.
Diddy is the DLG daddy.
Diddy Daddy. There we go.
Yeah, there's no good transition here. Amanda, Out of Space. Is this the last
All right.
one?
Well,
I've got a little more.
no, yeah, Diddy's got one more. But speaking of like the quality at Diddy's house, Out of This World, Out of Space is a pretty fun and fantastic game. It's on sale right now. It's 66% off, so it's like $5. I do think this game would be fantastic for like a game night. You can do, I believe, up to 4 people that play. Yep, 4 people, and you're essentially cleaning. It's a lot like Overcooked and Overcooked 2, which I wasn't the biggest fan of, but that's because I've worked in the restaurant industry, and that game felt like work to me, and I was like, hell no. I come home to play video games and relax, not work. But this game feels fantastic because you're essentially cleaning and creating a spaceship apartment with your friends, and you have to get these monsters out and basically put them into the grinder and clean up the muck that they create and kind of build your apartment with 3 of your other friends and keep these monsters at bay. And it's fun, it's cute. I had a blast with it, and I would definitely love to play this game with some more people.
I'm totally down, Days. This looks fun.
It's
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It's great with a controller. I like using a controller support with it, but like 2 of the other people I was playing with were using keyboard and mouse, and they said that it really wasn't that bad. Well, they said it wasn't bad at all, like to play it with the keyboard and mouse, but this is a game where I think a controller would be better if you have it, but it's not debilitating if you don't,
This does look good, and it's only $5 right now. It's
Yeah.
on sale, super cheap.
509.
Super cheap.
Could this be,
Yep.
a game we play on DLG's national holiday of September 77 or 12th, whatever day? I think, I didn't get a lot of, I think this holiday tradition, it's all important. Like, I didn't really get a lot of feedback, No one
I think
knows.
it's
that was
gonna,
Idea.
I think it's gonna get ramrodded by Dying Light 2, though. Like, I think that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
issue, is that
Totally,
they'll come out and get completely blown over with it. But I'm super down for like a DLG holiday, at least that, or a game night coming up soon. So
Yeah.
I can create a post of what day works for everybody this week. I mean, we can do it this weekend of doing like a DLG game night, and this game
Yeah.
definitely will be on the docket because it's well worth $5.
This
I
looks
highly
fun.
recommend it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's
I
very
think
fun.
Sorry, John.
I was just going to elaborate, right? I love your idea. Like, maybe we should do like 6 months prior to DLG Con, do
Yeah.
like a DLG holiday or something where we get people together and
Yeah.
do a special game night with a
Exact-
throwback to old games that we really enjoyed as a community. I think that'd be
Yes.
great.
A fraction of the people, come to DLG Con either because they're international or they just maybe can't make it. So I think something digital where it's like, a thing we actually
Yeah.
do every year, like that could be cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. That's an awesome idea.
I think
Okay,
so too.
thanks, Dan. Thank you. I'm
Dad.
just
Son,
beaming
love you,
with
son.
I'm beaming with praise.
So proud of
BluePoint.
you.
BluePoint. They have a cool logo. It's a blue point. Sorry. Go on.
It is. So in my quest for preparing for Elden Ring, I did commit one of the cardinals that I'm a PC gamer. Played some PlayStation 5, and dove into Demon Souls, which again was a Souls game lead in, and I was super duper impressed. I never played the original 2009 Demon Souls, which was, if you want to think of it, it's like the very first From Software Souls game ever. But I wanted to, and then when they did the remake of it, and BluePoint was the team that took point, pun intended, on doing that remake, I was like, oh, I got to get this and play it, and I did end up playing it last month and going through and beating all of it. The biggest like aha for me was how great a job the dev team did. Like, it's a 2009 game that they retextured and redid graphically and frame rate and everything else and made it a current game, but the gameplay, the style, the feel, it's exactly the same. And I kind of drew a parallel, right, to some of the remade movies that are coming back around from 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I'm just kind of in awe of one, how great a job BluePoint did in recreating a game that wasn't really their base IP and made it and understood it enough to make the same game with, some of the foundational parts that came from the original 12 years ago and made it a current game. And it really, kind of geeks me out about old games, like maybe that old Mario or something dumb that they could redo and bring back, and Pokemon that they could make a updated, current version of some of the classics. So I thought that was just really, really cool.
That is cool. That's more than cool. That's wonderful. I feel like obligatory. Try not to crap all over Emilio because he wrote a message in chat here, and I think we might have offended. We were quite mean earlier. Well, not me. I wasn't. Bobby was incredibly mean. I think everyone else was fine. But where, like, with the remakes of classic games, some might say it's people running out of creativity or whatever, but if something is good, why change it? Why can't you just update it and bring it to a new audience? I mean, if the concept was good, the gameplay was fun, I don't know. I don't really see too much of a problem with it. Where do you?
Yeah. What do you guys think? I agree.
I don't have an issue with it either. I have found that, like, the Super Mario World had a remake of like on Nintendo Switch, and I had so much fun, just as much fun as the original classic one. Yeah, they have like the Super Mario World, and then they have like Super Mario World 3D, and I don't think 3D is like as great, but the remake of the original Super Mario, that is so much fun. You can play with 4 people, and you can push each other, which starts creating this whole trolley kind of thing where like everybody's trying to get on one platform, and you just push somebody like out, and then everybody's flipping out, and it's so much fun. It's awesome. So I love the recreation of the classic games. I think they're great, and so long as they're done well, then more the merrier, man.
Yeah, I think we're also running into a problem where games are getting so old that you can't even run the old ones anymore in a lot of cases. So it's like you kind of need a remake. I don't know if that's the case with this particular one, but I mean, especially now that like a lot of the hardware is changing and newer operating systems, like it's super hard to recreate that experience. Even if you can emulate some of these old like PS1 games, it's not the same too. It's there's a little bit of lag, or it doesn't quite feel the same. So I don't know. I'm always a fan of remakes.
Yeah, and a callback to your kind of question earlier, Sniper, right? Like, so playing games with my kids, like if they recreate a game from 20 years ago that my son would be like, hey, I got this new remake, da 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 da, or whatever the game is, like, yeah, I played that 20 years ago. Be like, what? Like, yeah, I think that would be super fun, like bonding moment.
Yeah, no, that would be super special. You make me. I already wanted kids, but I can't wait to get to the point where my kids can play games. I feel like that is going to be hopefully special. Maybe they'll be like, fuck you, Dad, I don't like games. I don't know.
They'll love Suzerain too.
Yeah, Suzerain.
I guarantee, Sniper, my grandkids, they'll like it. Your kids being my grandkids because
yes.
of my dad.
Oh, true. Yes. Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
they'll
that
like
is.
Games.
That's weird how that works. Okay, cool. Well, I feel like we should move into listener questions, but before we do that, Bobby, plug the Patreon, dude. To give it your best slice of life.
Do it. Hit it.
The Patreon?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's worth plugging right now because we're trying to give it a bit of a facelift pretty soon.
Oh, that's good.
But-
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah.
Okay. We don't know what that entails yet, but yeah, one of the best ways you can support us is through Patreon. So if you go to our website, the link is right there, and we definitely appreciate it. You can get cool things like a green name in Discord, kind of a status symbol, but it is super important. All right, because if you're like arguing with someone on Discord and you have a green name and they don't, then
You
you're just
automatically
automatically you're automatically
Yep,
right.
you're right.
Yeah, no contest. So kind of a big deal there. So yeah, head on down to our Patreon and check out our rewards.
Wonderful. Okay. And thanks, Captain Gummy, for subscribing for 19 months. And Recycled gave us 100 bits. And we have this weird setup. So, like, it popped up on the stream and it was real fucking loud. So, I'm sorry 10 minutes ago when that happened. That was annoying. All right, cool. So,
Is this the segment now where we talk about Warhammer for 45 minutes?
oh, shit. Yeah, we should do that. Or we shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah. What we could do though is we could really test Sniper and see if he knows his difference between Mexican news
Ooh.
and Canadian news.
Okay.
Let's do that. Emilio lives on.
Yeah, we're gonna live out of Emilio's tradition because I love this, but we're gonna make it a little bit harder because the Tim Horton, none of that. So, all right. So Sniper, here are the two articles. Their headlines. First one is ranchers are stunned as a beaver herds 150 cattle. All right. Which one do you want me to say the other one as well? And then you
Yeah.
pick
Yeah,
which one, or
do the
okay. All
other one.
right. So the other one is a ruptured gas pipeline sees fires boiling to the ocean's surface, creating a ring of fire.
Is this the same fractured pipeline from last week, just at like a different fracture point?
With
I'm
the
not
guys
telling
that were lighting them on fire,
Yeah.
playing with the gasoline. Yeah.
Well, we do have some pipelines. I guess they can make ring of fires to coast. The one thing I'm not sure is like I thought beavers were like, like a temperate animal. Like I don't know how well they do in super hot climates, but I don't actually know. Maybe there are Mexican beavers. The thing
Maybe Mexico's not all hot either. Maybe
True.
there's some cooler areas.
yeah, but is there areas?
Maybe that's
with...
what a chupacabra is, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Mexican
saying.
beaver.
Is there areas in Mexico that have like evergreen trees, like closer to the mountains? No.
I don't
I
know.
don't think there's anybody here that can speak to that.
Our two Mexican experts are
Nobody
experts.
familiar
That's
with the
right. They were like, how did they not
fauna
know
of
that?
Mexico.
Oh man, this episode's gonna be so bad without that. Okay, I will choose the beaver is the Canada story.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
It
Well done,
is.
Sniper.
Yep.
So it is the same fractured. Just to be clear, the same fractured pipeline as last week. And
All right.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Like every time we do this
I-
segment, it's just
I
gonna be
don't
the
know.
same fractured pipeline.
Yeah.
And then
Mexico pipelines
It had
and
to have
fires.
been, yeah, it probably
do
was.
down
Yeah,
there.
it's just
Okay.
a burning ring of fire down there, you know, and it
Okay.
burns.
It burns and it burns.
Like that
Burn.
tire fire in The Simpsons, it's just always going.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've been talking too much. I'm not really sure of my voice. Pretty self-conscious about it. So, Bobby, just do the listener questions. Maybe you can read them.
The listener questions?
Yeah.
Sure thing.
If you're
All
able
right.
to on that tiny 2-inch screen, I know, like you're.
I mean,
The
I'll
letters are
see.
huge. It's only 1080p, so the letters are huge.
Well, the first one will be good because I'm sure it's directed at Bobby anyway.
Yeah, and I knew this one was coming. This is from Morconius, who is calling out the bashing of Italian cinema.
It wasn't just cinema you were bashing, though, dude. It was like the whole country. You were like, Italy sucked. Well, like basically.
Yeah. I've been on Italy's case for a while now, but yeah,
mean-
I took particular aim at their cinema last week. But Warconia says Cinema Paradiso and Life is Beautiful are two of the best movies of all time, and then he lists some other really great Italian movies, and he also says. And also taking into account the Italian American movies like from Scorsese and Coppola and the modern classics like Gomorrah. So here's the thing. I don't really consider Scorsese or Coppola like Italian filmmaking, kind of like I wouldn't consider Hitchcock British film, even though he's British, but you know, he worked in the American system. So, but yes, I will say I've heard Cinema Paradiso is really, really good, and I will check that one out. And I'm sure I'll find something to complain about, and I'll let you know about that next week. Um, Life is Beautiful. That is a really good movie. So that won like best foreign picture in the early '90s, I think, and it's famous for always showing up on those like top 10 Oscar moments videos on YouTube because Roberto Benigni, the director, famously walked over the chairs instead of down the aisles to get or to accept his award. And he was just like completely ecstatic. He actually kind of reminded me of that Joseph Fares guy, you know, the guy who made It Takes Two and those other games.
Oh,
He's just
yeah.
got that kind of energy to him. But yeah, look that up on YouTube, Roberto Benigni acceptance speech. But yeah, okay, so I'll try watching some of these suggestions and we'll see. We'll see what you got, Italy.
Perfect. Cool.
I love the food. I'll say this about Italy. Love the food.
Okay. That does make up for your insulting the entire country. I do think you should apologize in Italian. So I'm going to say it first. Apologize in Italian to Warconia specifically, you know, and then he can translate to the whole country. So it's Fai Schifo Warconius. I'm sorry,
This is
Warconius.
really. How do I know this is really Italian here that you're feeding me?
Okay.
You couldn't be giving me a line that's
Yeah.
says something completely offensive.
Yeah. There could be a bag of dicks in there. Inside
It's
a bag
true.
of dicks.
It does say you suck Warconius, and it's weird that you knew that was going to happen, but
What
that's
if I
fine.
say like I'm sorry, like Mario, like in an Italian accent, like
No.
so sorry.
I don't think that was your best joke of all time. I feel like that might have done more harm to
Did not improve the relationship.
Italy, Italian, and
Did I
American
mention?
relations
And
all
I
time.
feel like I have to say this again. I've got a lot of Italian heritage, guys.
That
so-
does-
He's
So
one
it makes it okay.
256th Italian guys.
that does make it better. You're right. Okay.
I knew this guy, and I've got a terrible joke that I'm going to share with you, but I feel like it needs to be shared. I knew a guy who was also similar. He had a lot of Italian heritage, and his line was always, "Yeah, I'm half Italian, the bottom half."
What is that? Are they known for having like a bigger bottom half?
I don't know what it means. I'm not sure what it means, but
Really
it's
loose
just,
in the hole. That's what I heard.
just the bottom half is Italian. I just always thought that was really funny.
I always think like their limbs are like a bunch of cooked noodles. They're just like hiding them in their pants. Anyways, that wasn't good. Okay, cool.
It's just Alfredo.
Yeah.
All right. Moving
Just
on.
Alfredo.
Oh boy. Okay, this one comes from Sheer
Yikes.
Ponage. What games are you looking forward to playing on the Steam Deck?
Hey, you guys have a Steam Deck on order?
Emilio does. I do not.
I do.
I do not. Ooh.
I do.
Oh wait, what
Yep.
did you just
Did
show?
you just literally show us one? You have
No,
one?
no. It was,
No!
Oh, that was weird.
Like, DLG, first time
I should
exclusive.
have owned it. But like, Yep. Wait, what was that? No, I got one on order. I would tell you I'm torn a little bit. I mean, I'm a gadget guy, so I got to have the latest and greatest stuff, and I'll go sell a couple snakes to make that happen. I've really enjoyed the indies that they've brought over to Switch, and so that's made a Switch for me as an indie platform. So I own tons of indie games twice over. I own them on PC, but then I own the Switch version as well, and that's been amazing. So probably for me, the biggest thing is going to be moving away from that Switch environment and actually moving on to, supporting my library of indies on a Steam Deck. But from there, it's really going to be, I don't know, I'm curious how the performance is going to be and what games I'm going to be able to play, with that kind of setup and enjoy it. Like, as an example, God of War on PC. If I can play that on Steam Deck and it's satisfying, I think that would be amazing to just take with me, because I'm never going to take a laptop and a controller and all that stuff and do it. So I think that's an example. Yeah.
Well, they did say that the Steam Deck is going to be able to play everything on Steam. But I noticed when I borrowed Emilio's Switch, when I hooked it up to my TV, it looked really bad on the TV. Like, I don't know if they were just stretching the resolution or what. but-
Yeah.
You gotta get yourself a monitor for that. Go looking for the right monitor.
Mhm. Need that ultra wide monitor for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Switch isn't anything sexy for graphics for the most part compared to PC and everything else. Yeah, absolutely
True.
true. But just a little handheld jobby to take around and play indies. It's like when I fly somewhere, I get caught up on all my indies. That's the most satisfying part of it. So looking forward to that on Steam Deck.
Nice. All right. This next question comes from Tomba Zoom. What games have you played that you wouldn't want your friends to know about? My play shame is Farming Simulator. I can't get enough, but no one can know. First of all, I like the coining of the phrase play shame. God, this
I
would probably be that Star Wars. What's that Star Wars game, Battlefront 2?
oh really?
Because I
Why?
railed on it for a
Oh,
long time.
just like
And now I'm just like strangely, it's been a long time since I played it, but I got like super into it for a while. But I don't know. I usually don't feel very guilty about the games that I play.
Yeah,
Treasures
me
at
either.
Nadia. I hate that people know that I play that fucking stupid fucking game, dude. I hate that it shows up. Um, yeah.
Also,
Wow. Yeah,
too,
that's
just even looking at it or putting it on your wish list. Oh my goodness, the Steam algorithm goes nuts.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
just like porn nonstop, dude.
My front page is all porn now.
Mine too, just for looking at
Oh,
it.
I don't. They're like they really know their market. They're like everyone who's looked at a porn game, they're gonna keep buying porn games. I guess I don't know. Yeah, there's just something about playing. Like I feel like there's like watching porn, and then people accept that.
Starring in it. Wait, what?
Yeah, starring in it. That's probably above. And then below in like the basement is like playing a porn
Fluffer.
game. You know, it's still kind of. I don't know if it's accepted in society. Fluffer.
Is that above or below playing the game?
I don't know. I think mad respect to
imagine
fluffers.
above.
Really.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
it's a tough
imagine
job.
above.
Yeah. Like you're not the
Yeah.
star of the show, but you're an important aspect. I feel like.
That's right.
Yeah. I
I
don't know.
feel like it's above because you're more active than just watching it on a computer
Just
screen.
playing a
right?
Oh yeah,
So,
above
yeah.
for sure. Above. Yeah. Below performing, above everything else. I feel. Yeah. They make the world go around fluffing.
What's the I'm spacing on what it's called. What's the dick game where you run around the dick and the asshole eats the other
genital
dicks?
jousting.
Genital jousting. I think
Yeah.
that's the one that I have the hardest time when you like bring up your library at like a public setting, like to play Jackbox or something, and genital jousting is right there. That's the one I feel the most shame about when I don't know people well enough to be like, no, really, it's fun. It's funny. And they're like, why does he have a dick game? Dick asshole eating game? What are we gonna play with him? And I'm like, no, Jackbox. It's fun.
I just rewatched Superbad, and when his lunchbox gets knocked over and all his dicks that he's been drawing like go everywhere, and everyone's like, "Why do you have all these dicks in you?" Is that what it's? I don't know. Is it saying people are
It
like,
feels like that. Yeah, it
okay,
does.
okay.
Yeah, a little bit of shame.
treasure chest of dicks. That's how he describes it. In that movie.
That's
I
right.
always remember that
That's
line.
right.
Treasure chest of dick.
That movie is fucking good. Now that I've watched it now,
It is
it's-
good.
I saw it in the theater. I remember
Hilarious.
laughing really hard.
Yeah.
All
For
right.
me, I think the most embarrassing game is Fallout 76 because I stand that so hard, and I was like, no, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better, and then it never. I don't think it ever really did. So it was like, yeah, it was like, no. I mean, I still had a lot of fun playing it, which is why there's the shame element. But it was not well received.
Yeah. But it's tough when you champion a game and then it just kind of falls flat, and it's just you got to come to terms at some point. Like, yeah, this really is.
oh
Not
my
great.
god, dude, me with New World, holy shit! I feel like nobody can ever trust me just ever again. Like my word is. I was like, hype that shit up. We're gonna launch full guild, and then, a month later, it was like Bobby looked in his little tea leaves and he just saw it and he knew. I don't know.
I've been through that cycle before. All right. This question comes from John. Oh, hey, John.
Hey,
Question for Days. Since she's new to the show, let's get weird. Murder, fuck, marry, Emilio, Nick, Bobby, go. Yikes.
I got
This-
it. I got a yikes. Yes.
Yeah, this question is very yikes. So I guess I would I would marry Bobby because he's efficient and has his shit together.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Pretty good
it would
call.
be a dynamic duo. Yeah, get shit done, which would be cool. Then damn. I'd probably
You're struggling with this, days. You're struggling
yeah,
with it.
well,
Your cheeks are red. Your cheeks are literally red.
This is working out wonderfully. I'm so glad I put this in.
I'd probably fuck Emilio because he's a fun time. Not saying Nick isn't, but which unfortunately means Nick's gotta die, I guess.
Yeah, I couldn't live with all that Warhammer talk either, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Gosh, you guys are fogging up my glasses.
It got
Yeah.
it got pretty heated in here. That was
Tales of Nadia level, dude.
yeah.
Yep.
No, more, definitely more.
Well, this one's a little
yeah.
easier. This one's from Curd the Ape. He says, I want to hear Days review San Diego.
So it's just obviously initial. I've only been in San Diego for a week. However, I feel that obviously it's expensive, but it's going to be. It's coastal, it's gorgeous. There's stuff everywhere. I did a 5-mile hike where I went and saw a whole bunch of bridges yesterday, and it was awesome. Like, there's so much stuff to do, and there's so much hiking, and people are super friendly and really nice, and the food is great. And I mean, sure, like I said, it's expensive, but it's kind of like, do you want every day to buy Little Caesars pizza and just scrape it off of the ground and eat that for like 20 cents? Or do you want to get like the artisanal, like nice, everything's made locally and great, but I mean, you're paying for the quality. I feel like at least me personally get to a certain point in life where I would rather pay a little bit more to have better quality things, especially with stuff like alcohol. I can't drink Four Locos anymore like a 21-year-old. Ruin my body. Yeah. So I mean, I feel like San Diego is kind of like that of a city where it's like, yes, it's more expensive, but you are getting good quality with almost, I feel like almost everywhere I've gone. Every time I've had food or coffee here, it's just been like, wow, this is either the best thing I've ever had or it's up there, man. And so I don't know, I like it. I've noticed that there's a lot of other cities that are actually becoming borderline as expensive as San Diego, but they just aren't bringing the quality that San Diego has. Both with food and with even housing and rentals. Weirdly enough, it was cheaper to rent like an Airbnb here. I'm in an Airbnb now, and like it's cheaper than Phoenix, which is insane, but
Wow.
it's super nice. And it's, I mean, it just all depends on like the housing markets of certain cities, right? Like, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. So far, I'm loving it, but I came from the desert and nothing, and now there's everything and beaches and everybody's chill. So of course I'm loving it.
And you're there into May, days?
Yeah, into May,
Nice.
and then it should be Washington State next. So
Very
Nice.
cool.
mhm.
Right.
Got that blog started, right?
Nope.
Sorry,
Travel
Mom.
blog.
Need
Damn.
to start call it Mama Days' travel blog.
All right, we got a couple questions from Emilio here.
Sick Emilio.
Emilio.
Would your collectively favorite game be about a Canadian robot snake that cross-dresses?
He's merging all of our everything we like.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Robot, cross-dressing, Canadian.
Okay.
Okay. I'm guessing
trying
I'm
to tell
the
a joke.
robot in this equation.
Yes,
Cross-dressing? Who's the?
that's Days. Well, she drag. It should be drag, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cross dresses. Emilio's so uncultured. I try to culture him, Days. I'm gonna apologize for him as his friend.
He'll get there. He'll get there. That's all right. He just needs a ditty daddy. That's all.
That's right, he does. I've already raised Christian to be a fine young man. Emilio, I'm gonna have to work on.
He was
Strapping
tougher,
young
but
lad.
he has so much potential.
He does.
Well,
He really does.
His next question is, do you hate Emilio? And why is the answer yes?
He's taking this really hard.
What a main character question. Days just fucking killed Nick over here, and he's all, "Why do you hate me?"
Yeah, I feel like we're equally dishing out the shade to both him and Nick of Warhammer and going and peeing and getting drunk jokes.
Yeah, he's just a peer. He's like a Calvin and Hobbes. I don't know which one's
Right.
which, but the one who pees on the
Hobbs.
He's like the
right?
dog that gets excited and
Is
pees
that- wait,
everywhere, and like you just love him.
Hobbs is the
but-
cat.
Hobbs, is this the right comic? There is a comic where like it's on the back of trucks and have the Monster Energy drink sticker.
Did you say Hobbs and Shaw, or do you mean
Calvin and Hobbes?
Calvin and Hobbes?
Is Calvin and Hobbes? That's the one who's peeing in the sticker on the trucks.
Well, Calvin is the one peeing on stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hobbs
and Shaw are characters from the Fast and Furious series.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Jason
Back to
Statham
Vin
and
Diesel.
The Rock.
Wait,
And-
what?
Garfield's dad is who? Peter?
John.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm in. I know my universes.
Got everything straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything with cats in it and cartoons. We're covered.
Okay. All right. And final question from Emilio. Should we just pack up and move so Nick comes back to an empty podcast warehouse?
That would be
Well,
fun.
he doesn't record in the studio, so he wouldn't really be coming back to
I think
anything.
he meant pack up his house and move Leslie and the family out, maybe. I don't know.
It seems like
Get rid of them.
What? That's kind of dark. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? That's rude. I don't know.
Yeah, Emilio's a sick guy.
I think it could be a funny troll if you turned it on and there was just nobody sitting, but all of our voices were there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're all just talking. in
Oh,
different
ghosted
rooms.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like making his family disappear, I feel like that's like.
No, I don't
We'd
want
move
to make
somewhere
anyone
nice.
I think you
disappear.
guys
Yeah.
are reading this wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I think this is predicated on the idea that he thinks Nick records with us in the studio and that we would pack up and leave. So when Nick comes back, he's like, where'd everybody go? But Nick records remotely with us. So I don't know if this would really work unless we'd somehow turn on the stream.
He would say yes and with this. I feel like we go with it. Nick comes to the studio and no one's there.
Okay.
I still don't know what happens though. I don't know what happens after that.
He
He
shows
goes
up in his
crazy.
sweatpants.
I feel like
I don't know.
Nick just turns the warehouse into like a miniature room, like starts painting and just putting his passion into.
Fills it with Warhammer figurines.
Yeah, like this
That
empty
makes
spot
sense.
in his heart. He's filling with things he loves.
All right. Well, we're at the end of our show. So what is everybody playing next week?
For me, it's I was just gonna say, for me, it's definitely finishing out the Surge 2 and Dying Light 2, getting some co-ops in with some peeps that want to play. Let me know.
All right.
For me, it's gonna be Pokemon. I'm gonna play some more Pokemon probably when I'm laying in my bed, and then when I'm on my computer, I'll be playing Dying Light 2 as well. So, John, yep,
Sweet.
willing to play with a whole bunch of people.
I started playing Ponbarian again. They just had like a tiny update, and it's surprisingly fun. Like it's the perfect just like relax game. So I think I'm gonna play that, and then some Star Wars Galaxies. We'll see, what PC gamers brought in.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I'm going to do some monitor shopping, apparently. Just check. This thing's still not turning on. Still nothing. Still
No.
nothing. So, yeah, I'll be doing that. And I'm probably going to pick up Out of Space. It looks really good.
Yeah.
$5. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I do need to play Ready or Not, though. We got to get on that. Oh,
Yeah.
the other thing, too, is like since I was gone all week, I haven't even been on Discord. I don't have Discord on my phone. And usually when I'm away from my house, I remote into my computer on my phone and I use Discord. So it's been really weird. Like imagine being off of Discord for a full week. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but that was odd. Came back to a lot of messages. So I apologize if I didn't get back to everyone.
Why
But,
don't you just have it standalone as an app, dude? Why do you got to remote in?
like on my phone?
Yeah.
I could do that. I don't
wanna
pay
be
much
annoying.
attention to my phone either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sometimes like I try not to open up too many lines of communication to me, but it was kind of like an eye opener
Feel
to
that.
come back to Discord after a week and realize like I had all these messages and all these like ats and like just so much to catch up on. It was pretty crazy.
For
But
sure.
We did do a lot
Yeah.
of podcast work in the last, or like a little bit of podcast work in the last week at least. And it was weird to see you not comment on that. And I was like, oh damn, this guy doesn't give a fuck. Cool, that's fine.
I was like, is
Bobby
he okay? Do we need to check on him?
Yeah, but if yeah, so maybe we need to revisit. Well, we did change the name of this podcast. I don't know if you guys saw. It's
yeah, what's the new name?
DL
Yeah.
Gaming PC Gamecast, I think, for the SEO, and the description has changed too. Oh, I should have mentioned this earlier. On Spotify, you can rate podcasts now. So if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, give us a rating, and then maybe we can read it during the episode. So make it funny. Don't be boring. Don't be like good podcast, okay? Make it
5 stars, even if it's a lie.
well,
Just make it 5 stars.
I don't know about 5 stars, like 4 stars, like
Funny.
yeah.
Bring back Magic the Gathering. You don't talk about that enough. 5 stars.
Yeah. I want more Warhammer.
Yeah, more Warhammer and Magic.
Okay, more episodes like this one, which I imagine.
And more milk.
More milk.
And a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Okay. Bobby, you want to sign us off?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll do that. Wasn't really planning on it, but okay.
Well, maybe John could. John, do you want to sign us off?
I'm happy to wing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Signing off from Christian, Days, Bobby, and myself. I'm gonna go with bag of dick titties. Everybody.
And there should be music playing over this, which we can't hear right now.
Yeah, there is music.
Sing along.
Yeah. Bobby, you want to try to recap all these things? Nah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
We're probably good. The music has already started. If you said that before the music started, I bet I could do it.
Okay.